Yes, guys. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining me tonight on the midnight show. How is everyone? Hope we're all doing good. Uh, so this is going to be my match reaction for the game against Nottingham Forest yesterday. Obviously, I've had over 24 hours to calm down a little bit and bring you my reactions. Big up to everyone who's joining from Coppish as well. Thank you very much. Appreciate it from the Coppish boys. And also thank you anyone who watched us yesterday when I was on the with Drifty on the Coppish reactions after the Liverpool game. And for anyone who joined us last night for the UFC watch along as well, it's been a busy old weekend. So I do appreciate all you guys tuning in on this late Sunday night. Thank you very much. Yeah, the bruise, Sean, is still, it's a serious bruise, man. Serious bruise. Big up everyone, big up Nick in the chat as well. Yeah, calm down, but still annoyed. That is it, brother. That is it. What band is playing that intro? Big up Joe and everyone. Oh, I can't remember the name of them now. I'll get the name for you next time, Mickey. I'll get the name for you tomorrow, man. I'll get the name for you tomorrow. It's gone out of my head right now. But yeah, look, Liverpool, Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest in 1-0 at our own gaff. You know, losing at our own gaff to Nottingham Forest should never happen, to be perfectly fair. It just shouldn't happen. It hasn't happened since I'm going to take my glasses off, actually. It hasn't happened since 1969, I believe. So that's a long old time, guys. That's a long old time. It shouldn't just be happening, and it did. And we're going to talk about what happened. We're going to sit down, just have a decent conversation. Why it happened? What happened? You know, we're going to look at tactics. We're going to talk about Slot. We're going to talk about players. We're going to just have a little talk about everything right now. We're not going to do, though. I'm not going to go like I've seen some people do already, go like absolutely nuts and go, right, this player's shit, this player's shit, that player's shit, that player can't do anything, that player's crap. Oh, this player's a joke. And then next week they score great goals and we all love them again. I know it's a reactionary thing to do, but I don't really want to go down that path. I'm trying not to freak out and rant as much as I did last season, unless it's really needed. I want to try and look at things a little bit more maturely in this season. Try and relax about it, take time about it, and talk about it. Obviously, if we need to have a go and we're having a rant for a particular reason, we will do that. Don't worry. But yeah, let's have a real sit down talk about it, though. Summer of '69, big up. Big up. Emmy Whiskey said, "Jamie, find the fly that bit you." Yeah, man, that's like it got its revenge. But it's even going around my other part of my arm now. Look, you can see it going around the other part of my forearm. Yeah, it definitely got its revenge, man. No two bats about that. Bastard thing. Typical counter smash and grab. It was. I forgot football existed the last 24 hours. How's everyone hung up? Pick up, man. Yeah, 69, man. That was the last time they beat us at Anfield. Hopefully, this will pop the bubble of the players to be focused and determined to sort that shit out. Exactly. James is just joking, by the way, guys. Don't. Yeah, it's all right, actually. It doesn't really. We were poor. Perhaps some players were tired after the national break. Yeah, I was expecting a draw minimum after going down 1-0. Yeah. Usually Liverpool of old find their legs, don't they? And, you know, sometimes equalise in them games. But that's what I'm going to talk about today. So, obviously, look, it was Slot's first game, his first loss, yeah? It was his fourth Premier League game. And it was also his fourth game without changing the side. I mean, it's 3 games, really, because you started Kwanzaa in the first game and Kanate came on for Kwanzaa at half-time. But let's just say it as it is. He pretty much has not changed the team for 4 games now. Same 11, even after international break. Now, even I was a bit... I mean, came out and talking about it in the preview, and I said, like, I don't expect a lot of changes, but I do expect maybe 1 or 2, 3 at the most to start in 11, just because the international break. You know, we got Luis Diaz out in South America. You got Salah out in Africa. You got Endo out in Asia, and then McAllister out in South America. You got a lot of our players around Europe, traveling around Europe as well. So a lot of our top players are out on international duty. And I was just feeling maybe we just need maybe there's 2 or 3 in the 11 that we just take out, and just put some fresh legs in. Maybe ones that did go on international duty. I said before, you know, when I was speaking to Drifty on it and Coppish reactions after the game yesterday, I basically spoke about I was shocked that Jota started. To be fair, I don't think Jota started the season that well. 1 goal in 4 games now after yesterday's match. Went and played with Portugal in the international break. Darwin Nunez was at home. He was obviously got an international ban, so he didn't travel. He was doing extra training. So I'm surprised Darwin just didn't get the nod. You know, Cody Gakpo playing in Europe, less travelling than Luis Diaz, who's been playing in South America. So I'm surprised Gakpo didn't get the nod over Diaz in the left wing position, just because, yeah, they're both playing minutes and they probably play the same amount of minutes each on the international duty. It's just the travelling side of it. You know, playing in Europe compared to South America, you know, it's a lot different, you know, time zone wise and all that sort of stuff. So I thought Luis Diaz might just get the rest because of it. But no, they didn't. And, you know, he went with the same 11, and obviously in his pre-match press conference he spoke about not really liking to rotate that much. He likes trying to have the same 11 playing as much as possible and keep them fit, keep them healthy, and keep them going, and because if you play the same 11 as much as you can, that 11 will get more chemistry between them, more cohesion between them, and they'll know what each other wants to do. It's a lot easier than if you keep rotating. So I can understand why he wants to do that, and I understand that's what he did in the Dutch league. But the Eredivisie to the Premier League is it's almost like a different sport in some ways. You know, the intensity and the pressure of the Premier League is far higher. You've got more eyes watching you as well. You know, a lot more eyes watching you. It's a different kind of pressure. You know, Nottingham Forest, you know, as we saw on Saturday, can go to a Premier League team, a big Premier League team, and if you're not on it, they can cause you a problem, you know. So I don't know about you guys. I was just a bit shocked by, you know, not having that rotation after the international break. I was fine with no rotation for the first 3 games. I was absolutely fine with it because it was only 1 game a week. You know, the first 3 games of the season, we only literally played 1 game a week. And then we had that big international break, you know, 2 games in the week. You come back, you're traveling all over Europe, all over Asia, all over South America. They come back, and then a couple of days later, they play an intense Premier League game. So that's why I thought rotation needed to be in that game. As I said, 1, 2 or 3 players. I didn't think much more than that needed to be happening. But Slot thought differently, and Slot's got some brass balls on him. I'll say this now, like, Slot already knows what he wants. He feels like players, he didn't use the international break as an excuse either, which I will say to Slot, I like hearing that. He didn't use it as an excuse. He said there weren't no fitness issues. The players are healthy. They weren't leggy. So we didn't use the international break as an excuse, which I really like, because it's easy for a manager when you've lost a game to find excuses and go, right, here's why we lost the game. All my players were leggy. I wanted to play my best team out there, but they were a bit leggy. International break really kicked us in the arse this week, you know, but next week we'll come back stronger. You know, he did make excuses for that, which I like. You know, I do hate it when we make excuses too much, when managers make excuses. But at the same time, look, he basically said he looked at the team, thought they've started really well. So these are the pros on it. Before I get to the pros, let me just get to your super sticker. Big up my man. Much love to you, my friend. Much love to you. Appreciate it. Big up Fozzie in the chat as well. Hope you're doing well, guys. Go and subscribe to my man Fozzie as well. Hope you do well, my man. Hope you do well. And Sideline Football Show in the chat as well. Make sure you go and subscribe to Sideline Football Show as well. All Liverpool community, go and chat to them, go and subscribe to them, go and show them some love, guys. If any of the moderators could actually put their channels in the live chat, I'd appreciate it. But here's my pros on what the pros and cons of what Slot might have thought, right? So looking at the pros of it all, he probably thought, right, for the first 3 games of the season, the team's done really well. You know, the first 11 I picked have done extremely well. We look fresh, we look good, we look up for it. They've already understanding the way I want to play. Yes, we've had international break, but why change it? I don't need to change it. I'm going to put it out there again. And the cons of that, obviously, at the same time, is that Slot, you'd have to say to him, like, yeah, Man United, Brentford, Ipswich, Brentford, and Man United. It was literally 1 game a week. So I think all of us in the chat could understand playing the same team for 3 games. But having that international break, that's my only thing I'm looking on it. Maybe there's players in our team who can't play every week. I look at Andrew Robbins. Look at Robbo. Let's look at Robbo, guys. Can Robbo play every week, guys? Probably not. I don't think Robbo can start games every single week. I think at the age that he's at, which is not old, by the way, being 30, but you got to remember, Robbo for the last 7 years at Liverpool has just continually ran. You know, I don't know how many miles that man's done in 7 years, but he's probably circled the earth twice. Let's put it that way. You know, his legs are older than his probably age. So I don't think Robbo can play every week. And here's the problem. I don't know if Slot trusts Tsimikas. And that's why Robbo's playing. This is what I'm trying to look at now. Maybe I'm going too in depth on it because it was just 1 loss, but it's what we do. We break things down, don't we, guys? We just have a discussion about it. Does Slot trust Tsimikas? Because Tsimikas really hasn't touched pitch in the first 4 games of the season. It's not really touched pitch. So if he doesn't trust him and Robbo's the only one he really trusts, then Robbo's got to play. I don't think he likes playing Joe Gomez at left back. I think he likes playing players. He's trying to play players in their position. So that's why Gomez didn't come in. Again, Gomez didn't go on international duty. He's fresh. He's been training. You know, you could have easily put Joe Gomez in there at left back. But obviously, Slot, there's something about Joe Gomez that Slot might not really trust at this moment in time. So, and as Vern says as well, Robbo played every game for Scotland because he's the captain. He's integral. So if we've got a problem with Slot not trusting Tsimikas, again, I don't know because it is only the 4th game of the season. Again, I don't want to go over the top on all this, guys. I'm not sitting here and going, like, Slot definitely doesn't like that play. Well, I'm just having a discussion. We're just having a debate here, you know, trying to break things down a little bit. You know, Konate and Virgil are definitely his first choice centre-backs. I don't think Virgil and Konate looked tired or anything like that yesterday. I think Konate made a mistake for the goal, to be fair, but I don't think he was just the only one. There was other people on the pitch. When we come to that, we'll talk about it. But I don't think you should rotate your centre-backs, personally. I don't think Virgil and Konate really needs rotating that much. I think you look at Virgil and his age, and you probably think like Virgil might need the odd game here and now where he comes out. But otherwise, I'd like my 2 centre-backs to play pretty much as many games as they possibly can, to be honest. It's a different position. Trent playing right back, starting the game. Trent had 2 very good games for England on international duty. Slot spoke about that. Spoke highly about how well Trent did on international duty. And then Trent plays his worst game of the season on Saturday. Is it a coincidence? You know, is it a coincidence, guys, that Trent had his worst game of the season so far after an international break? Should he be arrested? I don't think there's a trust issue with Conor Bradley, although Conor Bradley was awful when he came on. Again, we'll talk about all that later. But I don't think there's a trust issue. I just feel he feels like Trent's a a quality player, and he just wants these quality players on the pitch. So I don't think there's a trust issue there. Although, some people have said that Slot might not like Trent because Trent, he's too quick to just get the ball and smack it 50 yards, where I don't think Slot particularly likes that. And he likes players taking an extra touch and making a 5-yard pass, even if it's sideways or backwards, just to keep the ball, then smash a 70-yard pass forward that you don't win, and then the ball just comes back at you again seconds later. So I don't think Slot's a fan of that, and that's something Trent might have to learn. But I would say it's the first game this season where Trent's really gone down that route of just like Hollywood passing like he did last season. And I think that's maybe a tiredness thing, personally. Now, look at the midfield. I think McAllister, I thought, was really good in the first half. Thought he was very good in the first half. But again, with McAllister, we heard rumours on international duty. And again, they're rumours. We don't know enough because unless you're getting real information from people. But the rumours we heard about McAllister on international duty is that he had a bit of a adductor muscle issue and he weren't completely 100% fit. And I think he only played 20 minutes in the second game for Argentina on international duty. So I was a little bit shocked. I don't know about you guys. I was a little bit shocked that McAllister started the game yesterday. Big up to everyone in the chat as well, by the way. Appreciate you all being here on a Sunday night. I was a bit shocked that McAllister actually started the game. I don't know about anyone in the chat. I don't know if you guys in the chat were a bit. Yeah, we heard McAllister had a bit of an injury and he's starting. It's a bit touch and go. But I was shocked that he started, but not surprised at the same time. Gravenberch obviously starting. Again, Gravenberch is 22 years of age. He's a young gun. I think we forget how young Gravenberg actually is at 22. I didn't feel like Gravenberg had any issues. He didn't look tired to me or fatigued to me. I thought he was actually trying to do stuff when he got the ball. I thought he was actually trying to do some stuff when he had the ball and trying to move it. But to be fair to Nottingham Forest, they had a plan, and Gibbs White was standing on Gravenberch a lot of the game. So it was hard for us to get the ball into Gravenberg. And that's where we got to be a bit more inventive with our play if things like that happen. And then you got Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai was, how do we say this nicely? He was dog turd. Can we say that? Is that the political answer? Can I say? He weren't good, was he? Let's just put it that way. Yeah, James has pretty much got it. He was stinky shit. Yeah, it was not his best. Look, I think Szoboszlai has actually been pretty good so far this season. Yeah, I think he has actually been pretty good so far this season. But yesterday, man, weren't his day. It just wasn't. Now, I don't want to get too much on to about Szoboszlai because I'm not going to sit here and say he's a crap player or anything like that, because next week he could have an excellent game against Bournemouth and then we all sit in there going, oh, Szoboszlai was man of the match. It makes us all look a bit like hypocrites a little bit. But what I will say about Szoboszlai, and I will keep saying it, his off the ball work is what makes him good. It's not his on the ball work. But the problem is, and this is the biggest issue with Szoboszlai, is he plays in the number 10 position roughly for Liverpool. It's not like an out-and-out 10, but it's more like that floating 10 when he's got the ability to play wherever he wants further up the pitch, really. But his off-the-ball work is really good. I've never, like the first 3 games of the season, I think Szoboszlai's off-the-ball work has been excellent, yeah. He's tracking back, everything's, it's just really good. But he's on the ball stuff for a position where he plays. If we're playing build up through the middle, what Slot wants, taking that extra touch, 5-yard passes, slowing it down, being patient, playing through people, playing through the opposition's press, playing through the middle. When you do get a chance eventually on the ball and the ball ends up to someone like Szoboszlai, you've got to be able to feed the ball to the strikers. And when I watch Szoboszlai have the ball, especially yesterday, his ability to feed the strikers the pass is just not there. And I can't give him an excuse because he's arguably playing in his more favoured position. You know, there's a lot of the times we've been saying last season that he was too much box to box on the right hand side, just defending for Trent and stuff like that. He's actually playing in his more natural position. We're letting him float around. He has he has almost that free role in that 10 position where he can be in that right side, that left side. He can go through the middle. He tracks back and all that. So we're letting him play where he wants to play, a bit more higher up the pitch. But he's not doing what we thought he would do. You know, if you look at Szoboszlai before we bought him, Szoboszlai always had a shot, man. Szoboszlai always had a shot. You don't really see Szoboszlai shooting now, man. You're welcome, Fozzie. You don't really see Szoboszlai shooting. How many times do we see? Big up Don in the chat. My man Sam in the chat. Big up my man. You don't really see Dom shooting, do you? And that's one of the things we highlighted about him before we bought him from Leipzig. The one thing we all highlighted about Dom Szoboszlai is that his shooting prowess, his ability to grab a ball and shoot from distance, and he's dribbling and taking players on, and that's what we saw from Szoboszlai. And we're not seeing that at Liverpool at the moment. We ain't seen it last season. We're not really seeing it this season. What we have seen is being good off the ball. But being good off the ball is excellent. I'm all good for players having a good ability off the ball to defend and track back and work hard for the team. Yeah, that's a good thing to have. But if he's playing in that more advanced midfield area for us in the 10, for me, he's just got to be a little bit big. He's got to be a little bit better. He's got to just be a little bit better on the ball. You know, in a way, I actually think Harvey Elliott. This might be a mad one, but I sometimes feel like Harvey Elliott's a little bit better on the ball. You know, I think Harvey Elliott in that more advanced position in that number 10 area, I think would be able to find a pass a little bit better, and Szoboszlai be a little bit better on the ball. But Harvey's not as good off the ball as Szoboszlai, so you'd have to play a different way. You'd have to make sure you keep the ball a lot better to get the best for Harvey to then go and do his thing. But yeah, like you're saying, shame Harvey got injured, but yeah, Szoboszlai needs to do better. He does. We can't just sit here and pretend everything's rosy. We bigged him up before we bought him. You know, we bigged him up before we bought him as a player that a lot of people really rated and liked, and we yet to see it from him. So I want Szoboszlai to be a success. Like I want all our players to be successful. I want all our players to do the job and be great. But sometimes it don't work, and I don't know for what reason. But again, I don't actually think Szoboszlai has been that bad this season. I just think yesterday he was not very good. He was not very good in everything. The off the ball stuff that he's usually great at weren't there, and then the on the ball stuff, which we know he can do because we've seen it for Hungary, Leipzig, and Salzburg beforehand. He just couldn't do either. So it was a terrible, terrible game for him. Big up N187, NI87. Big up to you, my friends. Greetings. Big up Double A in the house as well. Just so I know what disappointing what weekend. Yeah, it was a disappointing result. Look, UFC was a decent show, so I had a good fun time with that. So yeah, it cheered me up a little bit, the UFC. But yeah, we're just trying to break down what went wrong. And Mo Salah, I love Mo Salah. I absolutely love Mo Salah. Everyone knows I love Mo Salah. But even the biggest Mo Salah fan in the world will find it hard to defend him yesterday. Like Mo was just, I don't know. Mo weren't good. He was not good yesterday. If you think about that side of the pitch, Trent, Mo, Szoboszlai, they were all not on their game. And I think, didn't they give away the ball 77 times between them or something like that. Szoboszlai, Trent and Salah. Yeah, it just weren't their game, man. And, you know, I'm not going to go and say, oh, that's it, I'm finished with Salah and all that nonsense, because it wouldn't shock me if Salah scored 2 goals against AC Milan on Tuesday. Do you know what I mean? And we're just like, oh, it was just one of them games. Look, Salah is allowed a shit game out of every player we have. He's probably allowed it. But he was dog turd. I can't sit here and I love the guy, but I can't. Not even I can stick up for Mo yesterday. You know, he beat his. There was a couple of times when he beat his fullback. He got past his fullback quite easily, and he attacked the box, and he got in great positions, and he went for them really tight angle shots when he's got 2 players that he could play the ball across the pitch with. It was just poor decision making. It was very, very poor decision making, and that was all it was with Mo yesterday. His decision making was way off. Szoboszlai's decision making was well off. Jota again. Big up Johnny Retro. Big up Fozzie as well. Big up my man K-Mac as well. Don't forget to go and subscribe to my man K-Mac as well. Yeah, it was Fozzie. His decision making was just absolute trash yesterday, and it's as simple as that, man. He's just his decision making. It was a bad day at the office, and Mo. Simple as that. Jota, another stinky performance. That's 2 stinky performances in a row now. He had the stinky performance against Man United. He had a stinky performance against Nottingham Forest. I think someone said yesterday in the chat that, or the other day in the chat, that Jota had a stinky performance for Portugal as well. I don't know about that because I didn't watch the Portugal games, but all I know is that Jota had 2 stinky Premier League games in a row now. He's got 1 goal in 4 games. 1 goal in 4 games. If that's Darwin Nunez who's got 1 goal in 4 games, I think we're shouting at Darwin Nunez, ain't we? I think we got to have the same energy. Do you know what I mean? We've got to have the same energy for players sometimes. And Jota's been stinky at the moment. 1 goal in 4 games for our main striker. It's not great. And I look, I got Darwin has 0 and 4. To be fair, Sean, Jota has started every game. But I hear you. I don't think I got lambasted for this by some people in the Coppish chat yesterday when I was with Drifty. And I basically said, I don't think personally that Jota's an out-and-out striker. I think he plays better off the left, coming in from the left-hand side. If you watch Jota at his absolute best, it's when he ghosts into the box. And Jota's always at his best when he ghosts into the box because he comes off the left-hand side, or he comes from a deeper position and then ghosts into the box so defenders can't pick him up. When Jota's starting as the main striker down the middle, it's easier for defenders to mark Jota out of the game and bully Jota a little bit because he's right in front of them. But when Jota's either playing a little bit deeper, a little bit more withdrawn, or he's playing off the left-hand side and coming in off the left, he's ghosting into them positions, and then he's lethal. Then he's absolutely lethal. So for me, I don't think he's an out-and-out striker, to be fair. I think he's a quality player. I'm not going to sit there and say Jota's dead food or anything. He'll get goals. I still expect him to get double figures this season, but I wouldn't call him an out-and-out striker. Pat Tate is back in out. Who's it going, Jamie, mate? Just oh, I love Pat Tate, man. Big up, man. Top geezer. Oh, I just love Pat Tate, man. What? Bosh. Big up Pat Tate, man. Yeah, but Jota hasn't had many chances though. That is very true. It is very true. Big up K-Mac says Trent game right back, left back, heat map, not wide. This is a big issue for the way Slot's play, says K-Mac. That is, yeah. But do you think Jota's not received many passes though, guys, because of his movement? Is that another reason? Is Jota not getting the the passes into him as the striker because it's his movement maybe not quite good enough. He gets stuck by the defenders, so we can't get the ball into him the way he wants it. Usually when we get the ball into Jota, sometimes when he's playing that 9 role, he's usually got his back to goal, and that's not Jota's strength. Jota, I've always said it, Jota is better when he's running at the defence. When Jota's running towards the defence, a back line, like if you're playing off the left and cutting in, and he makes himself a nuisance that way, that's when Jota's at his best, Or if he comes off the right century, comes off the left century, goes into them positions, that's when Jota's at his absolute best. I think if he's stuck up there as a 9, I think he's easier to mark. And if he's easier to mark, sometimes it's going to be harder to find the ball into him if the movement ain't quite there. Because he's not slow. He's not a slow guy, but he's not got Darwin pace where he can just play off the shoulder. And like Sean says there, Jota's been he comes deeper because he's not an out-and-out 9. He's not your typical number 9. It's almost like having like a Bobby Firmino there. Bobby Firmino, it weren't an out-and-out striker, but he was tremendous at what he did because he dropped deep. He had a beautiful first touch. He had great balance and poise. He had good body strength. He had great technique. Jota's not that. Jota's a bit of a predator in the box, and that's where you need him. But we're not getting that out of him right now, playing him straight through the middle, I think. Just finished up, so I, mate. Oh, absolutely ruby. Oh, Pat Tate's the man. Pat Tate's the man. Yeah, he's dropping deeper and deeper. That's why he plays, man. Did we really play rubbish? I missed all the hubbub because I've been in bed having a cat nap since it happened. I couldn't be asked getting up. I was too depressed. Big up the ship's cat. That's what we're going through now, my friend. Jota ain't a typical 9. He's playing more like a false 9, exactly. And because of that, he's not getting it's not suiting him right now because we moved the ball a little slower than we did under Jurgen as well. You've got to remember this as well. Under Jurgen, we moved the ball a lot quicker because it was a constant pressing and it was attack sort of football. So we moved the ball a lot quicker in the final third. So Jota could get on the end of things. We're not quite like that at the moment. We do move the ball a little bit slower under Slot, which I haven't got a problem with, by the way. I know a lot of people think we're moving the ball too slow, but I think City moved the ball really slow at times, but they still score 100 goals every season. It's about finishing things off. But the problem is there's another striker that Liverpool have got in Darwin Nunez, and I don't think Slot rates him at all. I really don't. I mean, I've not seen one thing Darwin's done yet that Slot will be like, I've got to play him. Like, and this is not me dissing. I don't want people to come into the thing that I'm just dissing Darwin. I'm not dissing Darwin. I'm just having a conversation. But every time Darwin's come on so far, he has not made a single impression on Arne Slot. Not made one impression. By the way, he's not the only one. Gakpo, when he's come on, he hasn't made an impression either. So Darwin's not alone there. But I said it, and I will keep saying it. Darwin should have started this game instead of Jota. But why didn't he start this game? Why is Darwin not starting? Is Darwin going to start against AC Milan? Is Darwin going to start against Bournemouth? If Darwin don't start against AC Milan or Bournemouth, that'd be 6 games that Darwin wouldn't have started in. I know it's early, but usually you can always tell because you should. Yeah, I know it's early, but you could usually tell from. It don't matter if it's 3 games, 4 games. You can tell when a manager don't rate someone. Look at Taro Endo. Endo ain't really got any minutes yet. Any. I don't know. I want Darwin to succeed. I think we all want Darwin Nunez to be successful and be the best that he possibly be. But sometimes managers don't like certain players and they don't work. I'm not sure. Luis Diaz, I didn't think Luis Diaz did anything terribly yesterday. I just think Luis Diaz weren't. I didn't notice him. I just did not notice. Big up, Colin. I didn't notice Luis Diaz really playing yesterday. I don't think he actually did anything awful or bad. I just didn't see him really like doing anything. I can't sit here and say he was worse than Mo, so I didn't see him really do anything. Like again, he just looked knackered, and Big Up Selection says, unless Slot goes for another striker, there is no evidence just that he does not intend to use Darwin. Oh, I agree, Selection. But I will say I was shocked that Darwin didn't start yesterday. I don't know about yourself, Selection. Was you a bit surprised that Jota, who went on international duty, and Darwin, who stayed at home because he was banned, didn't start that game? That's all I'm saying. I'm just like trying to work things out if he actually likes him. And Darwin's not really gone to the manager every time he comes on. Right, I need to start the next game. Look what I'm doing when I come on. I'm too, I can't be sitting on the bench. I'm too good. He's not really made a massive impact yet. I want him to, by the way. I really want him to. I'd love Darwin to start against AC Milan and get like 2 goals. I'd be well happy. I think we all would. But I don't know. We're just trying to work things out. Now. I weren't too big up, Neil. I hope you're doing anything to you. Big up K-Mac as well. Big up mine. Z Baloo, is it? Big up to you. I weren't too unhappy with the first half. You got to look at games as a 90-minute match. The first half, yeah, it's 0-0. Nottingham Forest didn't have a shot. They didn't have a shot in the first half. They had no big chances. Liverpool created a couple, had a lot of possession, were being patient. And I thought, so I weren't too, I'm not totally unhappy with the first half of football. It was the second half that really bugged me. I don't know about you guys in the chat. It was mostly the second half where we went and started playing rush ball in the second half. The second half, we played like we only had 5 minutes to go. We played like we had 5 minutes to go in the second half. They came out for the second half. They looked at each other and went, shit, we've only got 5 minutes to go. We need to score a goal. And they started rush balling it. Trent started doing like Hollywood diagonals and stupid passing. And Salah went on selfish mode and trying to get a goal from ridiculous angles. And everyone couldn't pass the ball because they were rushing everything. McAllister was getting the ball, rush. Grambert, rush. Szoboszlai, just rush. Everything was like 100 miles an hour. For the first time this season in the second half, both our fullbacks kept attacking. Now, that don't usually happen. In the first 3 games, Slot likes one fullback to attack, one fullback to stay back. But Robbo and Trent were just going constantly, going into midfield, going forward. They were both going and leaving us very susceptible at the back. We haven't looked that susceptible at the back all season. We left loads of gaps in behind. We're playing too high up the pitch. And I'm not saying we went into Klopp football, but it was a shadow of Klopp football, weren't it? It was like like they were trying to be patient and play slower play and play slot ball in the first half. And in the second half, they just went into their subconscious and went, you know what? Let's just go back to doing what we know. It's in their subconscious. You've got to remember, most of these players have played under Jurgen Klopp for a long time, and it's going to be a natural thing that's going to happen to these players until Slot keeps drilling the message home. Patience, patience, patience. Take an extra touch. Don't hit that 50-yard diagonal. We don't need to do that just yet. Take an extra touch. Take 2 touches, play a 5-yard pass. Let's keep possession of the football. We'll draw them out eventually. Even if it takes to the 89th minute, we will draw them out and score that goal. It might be horrible to watch. It might be a horrible watch, and everyone be frustrated, and the crowd are dead. But it's the way Slot wants to play. He doesn't care about 3 or 4 or 5, 6. He just wants to win the game and get out of there. And it's about patience and the players taking a few touches. If, when they had not 50-yard pass, Salah get on the end of that. In the second half, I saw us come out and even Gravenberch was doing it, who I thought was good in the first half. McAllister was doing it. Sabozai was doing it. And I'm like, right, here's a 60-yard straight pass. Salah, get on the end of that. It's like, what are we doing? Why have we gone to playing like that? We don't need to do that. Take a touch, play maybe 3 passes, build yourself forward. That's the way we want to do. And I think he does, Drew. We just don't. We just got. We played the way Klopp wanted to do for a long time, and the players have just got it drilled into their heads. Because you think about it, the first 3 games of the season, that's how we played. And patient football. It's about patience. They will learn it. There's no way that people like Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister, Salah, Jota, Diaz, they will know how to play patient football. They will know how to play patient football. Gravenberch he's Dutch. He comes from total football, which is patient football, knocking it about. It's inbred in him. They can play it. They just got to get it into their skulls. They've got to get it into their skulls. Sometimes you've got to be boring. And in that second half, Forest had so many chances. They had so many chances in that second half, especially when McAllister went off. Now, did Slot get his substitutions wrong yesterday? Should have McAllister gone off because Szoboszlai stayed on? I know a lot of people were saying as soon as McAllister went off, we lost control, and we did, because McAllister is our only controller, and that is where we do need. Now, and I'm not saying this is why we lost, but you see why Slot wanted a Zubimendi, because if you got a Zubimendi and McAllister, you've got 2 controllers in that midfield area, 2 people that can slow the game down and just keep the ball simple, keep the ball moving. And when you take McAllister off, we haven't really got another one. So you can see why he wanted a Zubimendi. So as soon as McAllister went off, we lost a lot of control. Putting Trent into midfield does not work. It does not work. And, it's about Trent has to play on that right side of the pitch. Trent's at his best when he finds space on the right side of the pitch. If in another era, Trent plays right midfield like David Beckham. If Trent was born in the 80s, he'd be playing right midfield in a 4-4-2. That's where Trent would play. I always feel like Trent's in the wrong era in some ways, because he has to play right back. He has to. What he does is a right midfielder's job in a 4-4-2. That's what he is. But he has to play fullback for us because we don't really play that way. So he needs space in the right-hand side of the pitch. And if he gets that space on the right side of the pitch, he will be... It'd be great. So I don't think Trent works in a midfield area, because Trent hasn't got that 360 vision. He's not always aware of people coming in from the sides, coming in from behind. Pause. Being rushed at, being pressed at. He's not press resistant. I think top footballers in midfield in today's game are press resistant. If you look at all the top midfielders in today's game, a lot of them are press resistant. And the top midfielders that aren't press resistant usually play a little further up and are creative. So Trent, for me, has to play right back. So putting him into midfield and putting Conor Bradley at right back, I think was a mistake. It didn't work. I think he should have just taken Trent off as a replacement for Conor Bradley and just done a straight swap. I think Conor Bradley and Trent on that same side of the pitch is a no-go area for me. Conor Bradley's still a young guy. He's not the best defender, but he's a decent defender, but he got cooked yesterday. But him and Trent together on the right side of the pitch is not... It's not going to give you that defensive stability that Slot likes. So for me, that was the wrong choice. I understand why he did it. Because he wants to... Because Trent can pass the ball. So he's feeling, if I can get Trent in the central area of the pitch and find the room for him, then Trent can start putting the strings for me. So I understand why he did it. It makes sense, but it didn't work. And that's why I keep saying it's a learning curve. You know, we've got to remember Jurgen Klopp knows this team inside out. He knows this team inside out. You know, Klopp could pick an 11 in his sleep because he knows the team inside out. Slot doesn't yet. Slot's learning what each player can and can't do. And he's going to learn quick, you know, because the Premier League is horrible. And you can't, if you lose 2 on the bounce, if you lose 2 or 3 on the bounce, your season could be over. You know what I mean? It really could, because playing catch up in this league is almost impossible. So he's got to learn quickly. And I think he will. I think he will. He seems, I keep saying it about Slot. He does seem like an intelligent coach. He's a young coach who seems to know what he wants to do. But for me yesterday, I just feel like the players forgot who their manager was and what they've been coached in that second half. I really do. Big up Scotty in the chat. How you doing? Well, man. I was at the game yesterday. It was like we forgot how to play together. Passes so poor and the atmosphere was so low. Most tried, but no energy around the game. Hard to watch. But I'm back again next week. They're all going. Big up Scotty. Big up you, man. Yeah, big up Drew. Yeah, press isn't a yah. That's very true. Why don't we just play free about like it? Well, I get you. Most of the time we are playing free at the back, aren't we? Because I think yesterday was the first time that Robbo and Trent both went. Usually Trent goes and Robbo stays, and it goes into that back three of Robbo. Because usually it goes Robbo, Canate and Virgil, and then you've got the double pivot in front of you. You've got Szoboszlai in that free role, and then you've got the 3 wingers, the 3 forwards. So in game, it goes to 3 at the back. Starting 3 at the back, I just don't know, man. I hear you, Lo. I think we've got the players to play it. It's something we just never seem to have done. Some managers don't like 3 at the back, Lo, to be fair, Drew. A lot of managers don't like it. Big up Chocker Block. Big up to you. The Forest defence played extremely well, yeah. I can't take anything away from Forest. They had a great game plan and kept to it yesterday. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yeah, the formation's fluid. That's what he's trying to do. Look, guys, at the end of the day, I can have a go at Slot, of course, and I think he got things wrong yesterday. As you know, we've got to start looking at it independently. Slot got things wrong yesterday. But at the same time as well, the players have got to be blamed as well, because I can't blame Arne Slot for Mo Salah not being able to complete a 5-yard pass. I can't blame Arne Slot for Szoboszlai not being able to complete a 5-yard pass. I can't blame Arne Slot for Trent deciding to, for some reason, get a bad mood about him, start playing really arrogantly, and just start knocking the ball back like 60 and 70-yard kicks for no reason. There was a bit yesterday, guys. Do you remember this bit yesterday as well, when Trent got the ball under no pressure whatsoever, and he literally just kicked it out of play? He literally just kicked it out of play. Yeah, it was under absolutely no pressure. It was late in the second half. Trent just got the ball for no reason whatsoever. Literally just kicked it out of play. It was weird. Yeah, Trent went rogue yesterday. He did. And he was arguing with the ref. He was arguing with the linesman. He was having a real temper on him. It was really slow to take throw-ins as well. Like Trent, every time he went to take a throw, he was really slow. It was like, Trent, you go like, wake up anytime soon, son. You know, what's happened to you? Yeah, Trent has had a grown sense. Yeah, look, Trent's all right to be arrogant. I don't mind Trent being arrogant because he's a good footballer and he can back it up. But yesterday, it's just, I don't know. I don't know what was wrong with him yesterday. I don't know what was wrong with all the players. And we lost the game. Simple as that. I'm not going to sit here and say this player's shit, that player's shit. I ain't going to do that, because I do believe these players are good. I just feel like for some reason, they forgot everything they've been coached the last few weeks by Slot, and it just went out of their system, and they went into like I don't know how to say it, guys. They went into neutral. They went into like the gears they know. Right, let's just go sort of direct now and go long and play rush ball and try and get ourselves back in the game as quick as we can. Or but Slot wants them to be patient and take the extra touch when needed. Now, a lot of people were talking about the Anfield crowd as well. I don't know what's going on with the Anfield crowd. Again, big up to Scotty. He was there. He was there. Yeah, he was there. I don't know, Scotty, unless you know what is going on with the Anfield crowd, because it ain't just this season, is it? It was large parts of last season as well. So I'm not going. I can't say, oh, the Anfield crowd is dead because they're not enjoying the way Arne Slot plays. I know some people have been saying that. That ain't the case, because they were dead the last season as well. You know, the only time they really came, you know, I heard the Anfield crowd was Klopp's final game. You know, I don't know what it is at the moment. I haven't been, obviously I don't go to the games as much as I like, because I live down here, but I don't know what it is. And do you know, do you know what it is with the ever since Spirit of Shankly decided to do that protest and took all the flags away in that European game, which we lost, it hasn't been the same. Am I froze? What? Am I frozen? Let me have a look. I can't be froze. Oh, I'm not froze. Who's froze? Who froze? Heard you. What? What? I am so confused. I did freeze, but I'm back. Oh, okay. My Wi-Fi never dropped. My Wi-Fi seems to absolutely be fine. Yeah, yeah. All back now. All good. Everyone spam ones in the chat if I'm all good now. Everyone spam ones in the chat. If it happens again, if I freeze again, I want everyone to spam twos in the chat. If I freeze again, everyone spam number twos in the chat. Yeah. If I'm fine, spam ones. Ones if I'm good. Twos if I froze. Yeah, one's in chat. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Do you reckon it's hospitality, Ant? Do you reckon it's hospitality, man? It's just, I just remember when, big up, Drew. I just remember when the Spirit of Shankly took the flags away. Do you remember that? What European game was that? I can't remember. It was the Atalanta game. The Atalanta game when they did the protest about the ticket prices. And since then, it's been dead. It's been like absolutely dead. Absolutely dead. And I'm not going to blame them. I'm not sitting there and blaming them. I'm just saying, is it a coincidence it's happened since then? I'm not sure. Yeah, all good, yeah. Yeah, you froze earlier for 4 seconds. It's all good now. All right, we're all good. We're all good. You're all good. Um, I just, I don't know, guys. I don't know what's going on with the crowd. I don't know what. Yeah, charging £960 for a hospitality ticket is a joke. Yeah, I mean, if you're getting hospitality, you might not be getting. I don't know. I'm not going to go down that route because I don't want to insult people and stuff like that. It was like, but yeah, the crowd issue at the moment. Look, I hope it's loud for European games. I've got a feeling that it will be, but maybe tickets are just too expensive now, and you're not getting the hardcore fans there who want to sing their asses off and wave their scarves and flags. Maybe it's getting too corporate. You know, we know no, if it's getting too corporate, you're not going to get that amazing atmosphere that you once had. I don't know. I have no idea. Say, I don't go as many games as I'd love to, but I know if I was there, I'd be singing my ass off, man. I'd be singing my ass. Maybe fans are all getting priced out. To be fair, I've been looking at the atmosphere at a lot of stadiums. The North London Derby today, you could hear the players talking. You know, I think it's happening everywhere. I don't think it's just Liverpool, guys. I think it's happening at a lot of stadiums now where it's just been pushed down that corporate hospitality market. And unfortunately, proper fans, hardcore fans, working class fans are being pushed out a little bit. You know, are being pushed out a bit. But it's sad to see, man. It's sad to see. But yeah, with the game yesterday, guys, Yeah, some blame the tourists and older fans. Thing is, though, tourists. If you're a Liverpool fan, see, I'd be classed as a tourist because I'm a London. I come from London, yeah. I'm a South London guy, so I'd be called a tourist, yeah, a day tripper, whatever you want to call me. But the thing is that I'm a massive Liverpool fan. I would sing my arse off if I was there. Do you know what I mean? I just don't know. I don't know. And the older fans would be singing their arse off as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But look, the game, guys, as players played terribly. And the whole thing now is about bouncing back. Can't lose 2 in a row. Cannot lose 2 in a row. The AC Milan game is Arne Slot's first Champions League game with Liverpool. He's going to get a taste of Champions League football with Liverpool. Obviously, he's tasted European games before with Feyenoord and that, but Liverpool in Europe is different. It's a different kettle of fish. It's different entirely, and he's going to feel it. And he's going to have, he's going to have to get a positive result against AC Milan because we got a difficult 8 games in Europe. We got AC Milan, Real Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, Leipzig. They're hard games, guys. They're not easy games. We haven't got an easy starter either. Away to AC Milan's not an easy starter. Jay, you're an adopted Scouser, big ant. Much love, man. That's not an easy starter. Yeah, AC Milan haven't started the season great, but I think they had a 4-0 win yesterday out of nowhere. Leao's not been great, but you watch him be world class against Liverpool on Tuesday. No, Liverpool going to have to bounce back. Look, even if we draw that game to AC Milan, but I see a performance, I'll be happy with it. And then you build up from that to get a performance against Bournemouth next Saturday where we have to win. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, Slot's going to have to learn quick, and he will. I've got a lot of faith in Arne Slot. I know there might be some people out there who ain't got faith in Arne Slot, and I'm not going to argue about it if you don't, if it's everyone's opinion. But in my opinion, I think Arne Slot, I don't know about you guys in the chat, I think Arne Slot it'd be good for us. But also, I don't think it's all Arne Slot's fault. Arne Slot might be a bit let down. He didn't get the players in the summer that we needed. I can't blame it all on him all the time. I've got to give him a bit of the benefit of the doubt. It's his 4th bloody game in competitive football for Liverpool. We started pre-season well. We started the first 3 games well. This was a downturn. Who knows, though? This might be our only loss of the season. We don't know, guys. We have no idea. This might be our only loss of the season. It might be. I'm going to trust Arne. I've got to. He's the manager. I think he will be good for us. I think he will do stuff for us. We got to give him time. He hasn't got his players in yet either. He hasn't really got any of his players in yet. He's working with Klopp's players. And some of Klopp's players might not be able to play the Arne Slot way completely. So he's going to have to coach them into a way of playing the way he wants. And he's going to have to get his message across constantly to be a patient side and build and build and build. We might not be the most eye-catching team like we were under Jurgen, but the players have just got to learn to be patient, take the extra touch, be patient, keep going. It might be the 89th minute you get your goal and you win the match. Yeah. So, yeah, the players will learn. The manager will have to learn. We have to bounce back. There's no 2 ways about it. Again, guys, I didn't want to go too much into it. It's the 4th game of the season. It's a bad loss, but we got 3 wins behind us before that. So it's not the end of the world. I think we will bounce back. I'm looking for a positive result against Milan. As I said, even if we draw to AC Milan away from home in Europe, it's not the worst result in the world as long as I see a good performance there. And then we bounce back against Bournemouth on Saturday, get a decent victory there, and things look a little bit rosier. Don't they, guys? So, and then we got West Ham in the League Cup. So, things can turn around in football very, very quickly. They can turn around very quickly. We will lose more, Jay. Oh, Ali, man. Ali. Jamie, what's your preferred 11 for Milan? Everyone's asking my starting 11. Guys, I will do a match preview Tuesday afternoon before the game. But I will say my preferred 11. I think he's got to rotate. I don't think he can play because, guys, if he doesn't rotate against AC Milan, that'll be 5 games in a row that he's picked the same 11. And then when we play Bournemouth on Saturday, I don't see him rotating in either. So that'd be 6 games in a row with no rotation. I think Chiesa will be part of the squad Tuesday. I think Chiesa will be part of the squad. You know, Chiesa's obviously Italian. He's from Italy. He's played all his career in Italy. He knows AC Milan better than any of our other players. He plays against AC Milan on the regular. It might be suited for him to make his debut against AC Milan. It might be. It might be suited. And Darwin on the bigger pitch in Italy, it might suit Darwin to start that game as well. So I might start Darwin instead of Jota. Chiesa on the bench. Yeah. And I might play Gakpo instead of Szoboszlai in a 10. There you go. Might do that. I'm not sure. I don't think there'll be many changes. I think there'll be 2 or 3 changes. I think Jota might drop out. I think Szoboszlai might drop out. And I think Robbo might drop out. I think Tsimikas at AC Milan will be all right. I think Darwin in the big Italian pitch might suit him a little bit better. And Chiesa on the bench. Maybe something like that. But, guys, we'll talk more about it on Tuesday afternoon. Big up to everyone. Look, guys, I'm not going to be around much tomorrow because actually it's my wedding anniversary tomorrow. So me and my wife have been married for 12 years. Well, today, it's Monday today. So me and my wife have been married for 12 years today. So it's actually my anniversary now, Monday. So I know I'm doing a show of Sam tomorrow. And I think that's it. Obviously, I'll be with Monts at midnight, but that's gone. So, yeah, I probably won't be doing any of my own shows tomorrow. But, yeah, I'll be around Tuesday, guys. So, appreciate it. Thank you very much for being here, guys. I appreciate it, love. Damn Jane, 12 years. Which 12 years of Jamie, she deserves them. She does. She's an amazing woman. I love her to bits. We've been together. We've been married 12 years, but we've been together for 20 odd years. Yeah, 20 plus years. 20 plus years we've been together. 12 years married. Yeah, give her a long time. She does deserve a medal putting up with me, but she gets my jokes. You know, she gets my jokes. So yeah, I couldn't have picked anyone. I got lucky, and I got 3 amazing kids. So I've got a good life, guys. I'm a lucky man. So yeah, big up, guys. Appreciate it, love. I'll see you Tuesday afternoon. Thank you for all being here today. Much love to all of you. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'll see you Tuesday. Bye-bye.